Welcome to Your Best Level, everyone. Today we have a very special guest here on the show. Her name is Marina Fernandez. Marina is a community leader and an entrepreneur. She is half Dominican and half Boricua, currently residing here in the Boston area. She's a proud owner and founder of MBM Events, and she's here today to talk to us about breaking generational trauma, her healing journey, and how to cultivate that energy into something powerful. Let's jump right into it, Marina. When did you first realize that you were carrying generational trauma?
I think the first time I realized I was carrying generational trauma was in high school when I was being treated for anger issues. When in reality, I just had no communication and no way of expressing myself. I didn't know I could. The only way I knew I could was with anger.
And how were those patterns showing up in your life, in your family, in your community?
I would say in my relationships, I was overprotective of myself. I had insecurities. I had trust issues. And often, if I felt an ounce of betrayal, then I usually fed it back with the same coin. I would lash out if I didn't. And in parenting and family, in parenting, I worked really hard on wanting to give my daughter a different life than I had, but I didn't realize it was overwhelming. And it created gap and distance between us because I didn't realize me working so hard and trying to give her a different life and give her different experiences than I experienced. It was overwhelming for a child, and I didn't realize that. Noticed that I was parenting the way I was parented when I became aware in high school, because I became aware at different times in my life. It wasn't always just one time where I realized that, because there were other times in life where I realized that I was doing what was easy. Because it was instilled, and that's what I learned growing up. And for a long time, that's how I moved, and didn't realize in certain parts where I was like, oh no, this is how it should be. I didn't realize that.
Let's talk about the healing process, right? What were some of the first healing practices that you turned to, and why?
Reading, journaling, and going outside. Reading because, one, I like to read. And once I picked up a book on how to meditate, that was my first development book, how to meditate. Because I was like, okay, look, I need to slow down. I need to evaluate. I need to reflect. And I didn't know how to reflect. So I was like, okay, meditation. Meditation is a good way of reflection. And that was my first book I read on how to, or self-development. And then that's it. I got hooked on self-development books and journaling and reading more, going out in nature, giving me time to reflect and feel peace. That's what I did. And then I liked doing that. And I do that.
When you started your healing journey, did you face any setbacks? Or was it smooth sailing? You just took off flying.
Smooth sailing was like a bird. Learning how to fly like a bird. No, absolutely not. I did have setbacks. Setbacks that were by my own choices. Setbacks of life. Life is a struggle. And life can get easy sometimes when you make choices based on survival. For a long time, I was in survival. So making choices based off of survival, it kind of led you back into a point of a struggle. I lived with facing everything as, I'm going to get through this. It's a hurdle and I'm going to get over it. And that was my mindset for a very long time. But it was awful. It was. If I say awful, I mean that it was also in a bad way, because it's good and it's bad. I just shoved everything down. I just shoved it all down, and shoving it down didn't help the expression, because although I was expressing in other areas, I was still shoving down the facts of not feeling what I'm going through. I was facing
Yeah.
them. I wasn't feeling them. I was just shoving down those feelings. And I learned that I had to feel. I had to feel.
Yeah, that's awesome. What does healing look like for you today?
Healing looks like being soft
Mm.
and not so protective and guarded with walls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It means feeling peaceful,
Yeah.
feeling at peace. And no matter what I do, and everything that I do is done with purpose, and it brings peace, knowing that I don't do anything that doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right in my heart and my gut, then I'm not doing it.
That's right.
And it took a while to get there, though.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are still trying to get there.
Yeah, it's a practice every day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Practice
And
every day.
I have to ask, like, what role does forgiveness play in that healing journey? Forgiveness of others, but also of yourself.
Forgiveness is a priority in my role of healing because I forgive for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give forgiveness or forgive others for them.
Yeah.
I forgive for myself because I don't want to hold on.
Right.
Because holding on shapes and it becomes and consumes you. And those things just can't be.
That's amazing. So you started a business, MEM Events. Yeah.
I did start a business, MBM Events.
Yeah.
It is a balloon decor business. I hope to be bigger. Right now, we're just starting with balloon decors and centerpieces, basic things. I did start that.
Can you tell us what MBM stands for and what is it and who is it for?
MBM stands for Made by Mom. Made by Mom for me is a bigger picture. It just means a lot more. It started with me making shirts.
Yeah.
I started making shirts.
Yeah.
And just doing it and doing little paintings for some friends and people. It started with that. And then I was like, look, I can make something big of this. And then I started with the balloons and wanting to do events. But it stands for Made by Mom, where it's going to be a platform for other moms. Other
Right.
moms, working moms that don't have time to promote what they create with their hands, create art, anyway. It's just going to be a platform for moms.
I love that. I love that.
It's a bigger picture, but that's what the MBM, Made by Mom, stands for.
That's awesome. Would you say that this business that you created was a way for you to channel some of that pain into healing?
Absolutely. That's what's keeping me going. That's what has brought, that is Made by Mom, MBM Events has sparked self-esteem and
huge.
value and worth in myself that I didn't see before. I used to carry so much self-doubt and low self-esteem. I was not confident. But this business,
Look at you now. You had me fooled.
it feels good to hear that. It just makes me feel that what I am doing, although it doesn't feel right all the time, it is right. And it's aligning.
Yeah.
It's aligning.
Your legacy. What does breaking generational trauma mean to you in terms of legacy? It's okay to cry on the show. It's okay to cry.
Legacy for me, leaving my daughter the power to know that she is special. And she is wanted no matter what.
Yeah.
That no matter where she goes, that she has the courage to be and express what she wants.
Wow.
And she has a voice.
Wow.
That's my legacy. And no matter what, speak your truth, baby.
Yes.
That is what I want to leave to her and to everybody around. Anybody who is in my circle and around my circle. That no matter what, no matter the hurdles in life, if you work hard at it, you're going to achieve it. What's that song? If you work hard at it. I can't say
Yeah.
the rest. But that's exactly what I was thinking about. That's the song that's playing in my head. Whoever knows, you know.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who's just waking up to the idea that they are carrying some kind of inherited pain?
Love and embrace every version of you through it all.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to see different versions of yourself that you didn't see before. And just have grace on yourself. Be strong. Buckle up. It's a road. It is a road, but you have to want to take it to keep going.
I love how you said you have to love and embrace every phase that you're in. That is so key.
It really is.
That's very powerful.
You have to shed grace on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to love every version of yourself through it all. Because it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
In moments, you're going to feel alone. You're going to feel like people aren't understanding you. You're going to feel like you're in a place and it's like, why am I even here? Nobody understands that. Nobody understands that this is not it. This is not right. And then just not be around.
Mm-hmm.
And just go MIA. Because you can't be in that box that everybody thinks is like, no, this is how it is. You have to be okay with it. Well, they're not going to change, so you have to accept who they are, no matter what role they're in your life. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Let's do a quick rapid fire round. So these are just like quick answers. All right, you ready, Marina?
Let's see.
All right, here we go. Here we go. What truth or mantra you live by now that you couldn't have believed back then?
God doesn't give you what you can't handle. Because I've survived every hurdle that has come by. And I have suppressed it all. Surpassed it all. Not suppressed. Surpassed. Because I don't suppress nothing anymore. I surpass it.
If healing had a voice, what would it be saying to the world right now?
Have grace on yourself. You're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And you only live this world once. So you never know.
Mm-hmm. If you could speak to your younger self, what would it say to you in one sentence?
It would say that you're not alone. God loves you and he sees you.
What's the next chapter in your journey and how can others support or join you in it?
The next chapter in my journey is to push forward, continue to be out there and give back to my communities, the communities I live in, and want to give back in regardless. And just keep growing my business and keep on the path of healing. And I'm going to get up out of Massachusetts. I'm going to get up out of here.
You're throwing shade to Beantown.
No. It's not that I'm throwing shade. It's just you can't heal in the place that hurt you. And there's a lot of hurt here. So I can't heal. I don't feel like I'm healing at my full extent.
It's a your environment is a
It's
reminder.
a constant reminder. It's a constant reminder.
I get that.
There's people in my family that I can't let go no matter what happens, no matter how much space I put between them. There's healing between all of us in my family. But I need to get away. I love them and I can love them from a distance because I do that better.
Yeah.
We just do that better.
Marina, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your incredible story with us today. We appreciate your honesty, your truth. I think that your journey is a powerful reminder that healing is possible and that transformation is within reach. And thank you so much for bringing light to others through your amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. And leveling up only from here, right?
Yeah, your best level. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for watching and being a part of this powerful conversation. If this resonated with you, please don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Please make sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. All details are in the description box below. Until next time, keep shining and keep rising.